Hi, it's Paul Stevens from Bootstrap Local Marketing. I'm doing a little video to demonstrate why I think some businesses need some help in terms of their online marketing with the upcoming bridge closure in Hastings, Ontario. The closure is going to add a 35 kilometer detour to anybody who wants to get from one side of town to the other, that is from the north to the south or the south to the north. And the way I'm going to demonstrate what I think some businesses need is to go into Google and do some searches. Now, the best way to do an anonymous search is to make sure you're not signed in. If you see, if it's got a little icon up here, you need to left click on that and then sign out and then sign back in if you have a Gmail or a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, no problem. So I've got some keywords I'm going to search for, and I've got some keywords I'm going to search for, and we'll see what kind of results we get. Well, there's Hastings, Ontario accommodations. Let's just do a quick search for that. We know that we have accommodations. There's resorts, there's cottages, there's B&Bs, and this is what we have when we do that search. What we have is locations in Campbellford, right? We're not getting anything much in Hastings. There's Hastings Resort. Here's a Sunrise Motel. Well, we know that there is no Sunrise Motel in Hastings. Here's places to stay in Hastings. If we check that out, see what kind of results we get. "22 accommodations in and around Hastings." Let's just check that out. Stony Point Trailer Park, Dreamland. Okay, we have some parks. But I don't see any B&Bs listed. You know, we're kind of short on results here. Getting rid of that. Recommended inns. Birch Point Road. Actually, we know that Hastings is over here, and these are all showing Peterborough locations. There's one right there. Windswept B&B. Okay, that's the only place that shows up. So I'm sure that there's more than just the one place in town to stay. Unfortunately, Google only shows you one place. Now let's try a different search. Catering. Now this is a quite funny thing. It shows no catering in Hastings. Within 76 minutes, there's pro caterers around. Yet when I called up 3 restaurants, first 3 restaurants I called, and I said, "Do you do catering?" They said, "Well, yes, we do. We will do catering." Unfortunately, anybody looking for catering in Hastings is not going to realize that. They're gonna think, "Oh, I got to go someplace else." Let's try another search. This is something that's a little more obvious, you would think. Hastings, Ontario truck repair. Well, again, on the map, here's Hastings, and there's nothing there. We have McCracken as the closest, and then we got to go to Havelock and Campbellford, and then Peterborough. You know, Doug Irvin and Jamie McElmore are going to be quite surprised to find out that they don't do truck repair. Well, they do, of course, but somebody who's got a Dodge 1500 and then goes online and looks for truck repair is going to be out of luck. Real estate lawyer. Well, we know we've got a lawyer in town. Legal offices at the very least. But according to Google, the nearest real estate lawyer is over in Campbellford, and nobody in Hastings. Same thing with Actually, I know this because I checked. Snow removal. I know I have hired people to do snow removal in town, but if I'm new here and I go online, I'm not going to have very much luck finding anybody. What about if I'm a retiree who's moved into town from Toronto, but I got some money to do some yard work. I want to spend my time fishing. There's some Kijiji ads, Hastings yard sales. That's not about yard work. Home maintenance, community care. Well, that's for Central Hastings, quite frankly. That's the town or county, I should say. I don't see anything in here for yard work. Let's try plumbers. Well, again, nothing in Hastings. What we've got is a couple of results from Campbellford. We know that there's plumbers in Hastings. I have, in fact, hired plumbers to do work in my house when I was living in Hastings. Let's try something a little more general. How about home renovations? Well, they show one there. Who is that? Well, there's nobody showing up here. Is that Mr. Fraser? SJS Construction and Excavation, and Hastings Home Hardware. So it isn't Mr. Fraser. Now, SJS doesn't show up on the little Google 3-pack. It used to be a 7-pack. Google's changed that, only 3-pack. So if I'm looking and I just go here, I don't pay attention to that, I'm not going to think there's anybody doing home renovations. What about, how about carpenters? We should be able to find some carpenters online. Well, there's nobody jumping out here. These are all directories, but Yellow Pages, let's check the Yellow Pages. Peterborough, Port Hope, Cobourg, Brighton, Belleville, Manila, Peterborough, Omemee, Port Hope, Belleville, Baltimore. I think if I was a consumer, I'd start giving up pretty close to here. It seems like it's obvious there's nobody going to show up in Hastings. I know I have hired carpenters before to come and do some work in my house. Roofers, I've had roofers. Well, there's Hastings, and there's no roofers showing up from Hastings. Let's try roofers. I've hired roofers before to work on my house when I was on Beamish Road. Well, here's the map. We don't see any roofers in the Hastings area. I don't know if any roofers live in town. They all live outside of town. Again, Gold Book and Yellow Pages. Try Yellow Pages. They were the first result on the web, so 1-800, the Parkway, Peterborough. Those are premium ads. Apsley, Belleville. Don't know where Feeney is. Campbellford, Peterborough, Belleville, Trenton, Norwood, Peterborough, Brighton, Peterborough. I don't think I have to go through the whole list. What about landscaping work? There's Hastings, and there's nobody associated other than the Campbellford people and HK Lawn and Landscaping. I wonder why they didn't show up for yard work. Well, nobody with a landscaping has got a website, apparently. Let's try one more. Contractors. Let's try one more. Contractors. See what we get. Well, finally we got some Hastings results. I know Mr. Fraser lives right there. SJS Excavation. We have some addresses here. Well, that's great. And we've got websites. So if I wanted to get a contractor to do some work around the place, then good. If I got this far, then I'd be able to do it. But here's something interesting. G.A. Fraser Custom Contractors do carpentry. They do plumbing. They do roofing. But when we were searching for those things, we didn't find any. Well, this company did not come up, right? I would say that that's a bit of a problem. Let's check SJS Construction. Here we are. We have handyman services. Renovations. So I'm surprised that that didn't show up. Also, landscaping services. That didn't show up when we were doing a search for landscaping services. You'd think that that you might have got either of these contractors show up for carpentry work as well, but they didn't. And I would say that's a bit of a problem. What we have is businesses in town that we know are there, that anybody from outside of town or a little bit further away that's looking for their services will not be able to find them by going to Google. And quite frankly, I've talked to a lot of businesses locally, and their position is, well, everybody knows I'm here. The truth is, everybody doesn't know you're there. Anybody moving into the area doesn't know you're there. And you know what? If they go to the phone book, maybe they'll find you. Maybe you're not in the phone book. If you're not in the phone book, and even if you are in the phone book and they go to Google to look, they're not going to find you. So that's what I'm trying to help businesses with the workshop that I'm putting on. The workshop's a couple hours long. I think it's well worth your while. All the money goes to Hastings Historical Society. Give me a call, 778-5150 if you're interested. I want to run one around on the 14th of December, Civic Center at 7 o'clock. I'd like to run one early in the new year. But if there's no interest, then I won't run one. It's not a problem. But what we're going to be going over could really help you get found online. It's not going to cost any money to get found online once you take the workshop. Okay? Give me a call, Paul Stevens, Bootstrap Local Marketing, 705-5150. Give me a call, Paul Stevens, Bootstrap Local Marketing, 705-778-5150. Thanks a lot. Take care and good luck.